want to thank everybody for being here again tonight. I hope you enjoyed the meal, and we're going to start our program. You know, one of the great things about athletics is that it teaches you, not one, but actually many things that are great about athletics, but they teach you a lot of life skills that you use not only in athletics, but after you finish your athletic career in life itself. Things like determination, self-discipline, hard work, dealing with disappointment, dealing with success. Those are all qualities that athletes, especially good athletes, have. And they continue to have them in life, which helps them to become successful people in our society. Tonight we honor 8 people who meet all that criteria. We have mothers here, we have fathers here, we have people who, you know, they all work in some sort, form, or manner. They've been very successful in life, and we have a great group that we're honoring tonight. So, with that, I'm going to introduce our first inductee. When I read this stuff, you wonder how they have time to breathe after everything they did in their careers. Maddie Antone is one of those that, amazing what she's done. Class of 2013, she earned 12 varsity letters in volleyball, basketball, and softball. In volleyball, she was all-section in 2010. She helped the team win the section championship in 2011. Maddie was all WPIAL selection in 2012. In basketball, she scored over 1,000 points in her career, which is quite amazing. She was on the Valley News Dispatch All-Star team in 2011 and 2012. She was first team all-section in 2012. Was selected in 2013 by the Valley News Dispatch as Girl Athlete of the Year. In softball, she was selected all-section by the Valley News Dispatch 3 years in a row. She was selected Kiski Area Female Athlete of the Year in 2013. Also was selected MVP in basketball and volleyball. Attended Winthrop University, which is in North Carolina, right? South Carolina, okay, sorry. And played softball for 4 years. Was selected to the Big South Conference All-Decade team. She was selected All-Conference All-Star 3 years in a row. And they all have unique things that happen to them. She also played softball in Prague and Curacao. Ladies and gentlemen, Maddie Antone.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to say it's a huge honor to be the first speaker tonight. No pressure, right? So I'm going to go ahead and set the bar for a room full of legends. So basically, when I was trying to create this little speech for you guys, I went ahead and just Googled how to give a Hall of Fame speech, and the first result was don't mess it up. So here goes me not messing this up. But honestly, looking around this room, it's hard not to feel incredibly grateful, maybe a little underdressed as well, but this space is full of people who have worked hard, inspired others, and earned every bit of this recognition. And tonight is about celebrating those journeys, those late nights, those big wins, those awful losses, the quiet persistence, and maybe a few hilarious missteps along the way. I am truly honored and humbled to be standing here tonight as an inductee in the KA Hall of Fame. This is not just a personal milestone, it's a reflection of the people who have walked this journey with me, encouraged me, challenged me, and lifted me up. First and foremost, the trifecta: God, parents, and my brother. Thank you to the big guy upstairs, because he never ever gave up on me. He knew this plan, and even though I didn't all the time see it through, he just was there giving me guidance, unbeknownst to me. Then, of course, I would like to formally thank my family. Your love, patience, and unwavering belief in my brother and me has been the foundation of everything we've accomplished. Thank you. You've been my greatest motivations, toughest trainers, our biggest fans through the highs and the lows. And for those who don't know, I'm only standing up here because I have an older brother, and my mom used to be his first baseman in baseball. Then he grew up, started whipping the ball a little harder, and then there comes me as a designation. So I became his first baseman, his point guard for basketball, and his quarterback for football. So with all that, I just want to say thank you guys so much, and I love you guys, and I'm beyond blessed to have you a part of my life. Thank you. Okay. To my mentors and coaches, thank you for seeing the potential in me even when I couldn't always see it in myself. You pushed me to grow, to lead, to improve, to hold myself and others accountable, and to stay true to my values. You taught me that excellence is not just about talent, but about effort, consistency, and integrity. You guys taught me that excellence is not just about talent, but with the integrity comes more instilled values and communication skills and everything that we're gonna do today. So for that, I appreciate it. Special shout outs to my fluorescent angels, Coach Toy, Coach Jamie, and my teammate Jenna Prescia. My grandparents, Mr. Murray, Coach Widmer, Mr. Kalock, D. Smitty, Mr. Intrury, Coach Nick, Ill Will, and last but not least, because you know us Italians gotta stick together, Mr. Ganella. To my teammates and friends, this honor is shared with you all. Nothing great is ever done alone, and I'm lucky to be able to stand here today and talk for us and all the hard work that we did on and off the court and on and off the field together. You guys encourage me every single day, and I hope I can encourage other players to do the same stuff. And then to my husband, last but not least, you have been alongside me almost as long as my trifecta. You have been there through high school, college, and overseas playing, plus all levels of coaching, including my college and professional careers. You have been patient and supported the opportunities created for me to do what I love to do and mentor the up and coming. Thank you for always being there for the good, the bad, the ugly. And to those who came before me and paved the way, thank you for setting the standard and for showing us what's possible. I'm proud to follow in your footsteps and to hopefully inspire those who come next. From the bottom of my heart, thank you all. This moment means a lot to the people who know what my grind was about. You never gave up, and your support never goes unnoticed. Thank you.
Okay, before I introduce our second inductee, I want to recognize our committee. We work at this year long, every year. This is our 18th year doing this, and we try to make it really nice for our inductees and a nice evening for everybody who comes. So I do want to recognize them. So when I call your name, please stand. Brian Swartzlander. Okay. Milchier. Nancy Dombrowski. Tony Despotakis. Melissa Schaefer. George Argros. Kevin Hartford. Joe Zaccanini. Diane Haney. Danny Albert. One of our new people, new athletic director Jake Nolf. Dean Yancey. Okay, Dean's not here, okay. Just a little tidbit of about Jake. Jake kind of reached out to me a few weeks ago and said, hey, we need to recognize these people at one of our football games this year. And he made it happen, and it was down at the field last week. Beautiful night for football, and we won. And Jake had it set up perfectly. Basically said, we'll take the time we need to get this all in. I know they were thrilled, I could tell, those who went down to the field that night. And so a special thank you to you, Jake, for what you did that night. Appreciate it. Okay, our second inductee, William Billy Emmerich, class of 2011. Bill earned 12 letters in football, wrestling, and baseball. As a quarterback, Bill became one of the top 10 passers in school history. In wrestling, he had 100 career wins. He was a 3-time WPIL qualifier in wrestling. He was selected as the U.S. Army Wrestler of the Year runner-up in wrestling. In baseball, he helped lead the team to a section championship. He was selected Kiski Area Male Athlete of the Year in 2011. Bill went on to the University of Pitt Bradford, where he was a 3-year starter in baseball. He later coached baseball at both Kiski area and at Plum High School. Ladies and gentlemen, William Emmerich.
Good evening. Thank you. I want to start by thanking the committee for the honor of being inducted into the Kiski Area Sports Hall of Fame. I truly appreciate the chance to be in the company of so many other amazing athletes, as well as the ones here with me tonight. I want to thank my family who supported me through my playing career, the long hours of travels to games, picking me up from practice, getting me the gear I needed to succeed. I want to thank them for all the continued support as I now coach, and they still continue to follow and watch my boys play, and to continue to be around sports as much as I can. A special thanks to my wife, who now gets to listen to me complain about all the bumps and bruises and the aches and pains from earlier years. I want to thank my friends, especially the ones who could come tonight and support me and have been along for the ride all this time. To all my coaches, thank you for the guidance, time, and the hard work you put in to helping me become the athlete I was. The athletic training staff that spent countless hours before, during, and after practices and games to keep all of us athletes healthy and safe. And to my countless teammates who, without them, this would not be possible. To all the teachers that helped me throughout the years, helping me catch up when we missed class for games and travel, and always being supportive, caring, and involved with sports, it's truly appreciated. And to all the other inductees tonight, it is an honor to go in with such an amazing class, and a delight to go in with 2 that I shared the hallways with at the same time at Kiski area. Once again, I want to thank the committee and all of you who are here tonight for this honor, and thank you for attending.
Okay, the next young lady, my wife and I have gotten to know over the years. I actually lived on the same street where she grew up, and got to know her dad as well, who was her coach for many, many years. One day last summer, my wife, for some reason, she's an IUP graduate, and she loves to get the Indiana Gazette at home. So we get the Indiana Gazette, believe it or not, and she came across this article one day, and it was about Crystal. And Crystal had just been inducted to the IUP Hall of Fame. And she said, Tony, you got to get on this one. She definitely has to be inducted. So, of course, she's here tonight and should be here. Crystal Heather Kosecki, class of 2003. Crystal earned 7 letters in soccer and track. She set the school record with 25 goals her freshman year. Her junior year, she scored 29 goals and broke her own record. Amazing. She was all section for 4 years. She was the first girl in school history to be selected all WPIAL. She was the Valley Dispatch Player of the Year in 2001. She went on to Indiana University of Pennsylvania and was a 4-time all PSAC selection. She ranks 4th all-time in goals at IUP, 3rd in assists, 4th in points scored. She was inducted into the IUP Hall of Fame in 2024. Crystal has coached soccer at various levels over the last few years. Ladies and gentlemen, Crystal Heather Kosecki.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to start by thanking the committee for this incredible honor. When you're young and playing, you never really think about being remembered decades later. You're just focused on the game and the moment. So to be recognized now by Kiski area, the place where I grew up and the place that has given me so much in my life, is truly one of the most meaningful honors I've ever received. I am very proud to be a small piece of Kiski area's history. I want to take a moment to thank the coaches and teammates who have been a part of my journey. I was so fortunate to have coaches who pushed me, believed in me, and helped me grow, not just as a player, but as a person. I was lucky to play with teammates who became lifelong friends. We shared countless practices, the long bus rides, the ups and downs of the season, and memories I'll always carry with me. I'll forever be grateful for the bond. I was incredibly blessed to be coached by one of the greatest coaches ever, my dad. From youth soccer all the way to my college career, he was always there, and it's truly a special thing to have your dad as your coach. He put in countless hours practicing with my sister and me, always believing in us and helping me gain confidence and teaching me so much. At the time, sometimes I would think, okay, he's crazy. This is ridiculous. This is too much. It's too intense. But now, being a parent myself, I get it. I get it. You want your kid to be the best version of themselves. So he knew I could do more. But I am grateful every single day that he pushed me, and those moments, and those moments are that they gave me the foundation that have shaped who I am today, both on and off the field. And I will always cherish everything he gave to us. I want to thank my mom for being there behind the scenes, rearranging her schedule, making sacrifices, and making sure she was at every single one of my games and practices. Her dedication, love, and support were essential to our success. So together, my parents were my rock. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for everything. I am forever grateful for the sacrifices you made for me. And I also want to take a moment to recognize my sister, Vian. She has been by my side from the very beginning. We survived through all of Dad's intense practices. We encouraged each other and shared the ups and downs of growing up playing soccer. Having her by my side in all these experiences made everything more meaningful, and I feel so lucky to have shared that journey with my sister. I have been incredibly blessed in my life. I have an amazing husband, and I have 5 beautiful children. And I'm very proud to have grown up in Kiski, and all of my kids now play soccer for Castle. So being able to coach them and watch them enjoy the game where I grew up is a full circle moment for me. I hope to give them the same joy, excitement, and appreciation for this community. The same joy, excitement, and appreciation for this community that was given to me that was given to me, even if right now all they care about are the tree bags. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you again to the committee for this incredible honor. I am proud to forever be a Cavalier, and I will always hold Kiski and the memories I made here close to my heart. Thank you.
You know, while Crystal was speaking there, I looked at her children right up front here, and they were glued to everything she was saying. They were just thrilled by what their mommy said. That was a nice picture there. Your mom did real well. Okay, before we introduce the next speaker, there's another group that I would like to acknowledge tonight too. Before I introduce them, I hope that when you guys are done this year, I hope you come back sometime and visit us again. A lot of the people I'm going to introduce right now come every year. They're former inductees, and we really appreciate them coming back. We hope we get more as the years go by. So if you, when I call your name, please stand to be recognized. Again, these are the former inductees. Blaze Tatnani. I missed Blaze last year. Jack Dykes. Mark Rayberg. Tommy Giotto. Joe Giotto. Kenny Robinson. Don Toy. Ralph Antonucci. Kenny Fazio. Mike Ziddick. Now, Mike was inducted last year and he came back for the banquet this year, and we appreciate that. Rick Hobbins. Chuck Tursky. Melissa Schaefer. George Argros. Nancy Dombrowski. BJ Schwartzlander. Diane Haney. Danny Albert. Joe Touchstone. Mark Bartow. Anthony Colecci. Jim Alera. Jim Ritchie. Now, did I miss anybody? Any former inductees that I missed? Who is it? Oh, I'm sorry, Mike Hansen. Sorry, Mike. Okay, let's go on here. Michael Rary, class of 2002. Mike earned 9 letters in football, basketball, and track and field. In football, he was the all-time school leader in receptions. He was all-conference as a multi-purpose back. Set the school record with the longest kick return in school history, 97 yards. In basketball, Mike was the 8th highest scorer in school history. He was a 3-year letterman and all-conference honorable mention for 2 years. In track and field, he won the silver medal in the javelin throw at the WPL championships. He finished 9th at the state meet in the javelin throw his senior year. He went on to Indiana University of Pennsylvania and was a 4-year letterman in track and field and football. Was an All-American in the javelin throw at IUP. He was PSAC honorable mention as a special teams player and punter. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Rary.
Hello, everybody. First and foremost, thanks to the committee. Kevin Harford, I want to thank you a lot for reaching out to me. Congratulations, everybody on the panel. You guys are well deserving. Love all you guys. To me, what sports was to me is family. I'm a poor kid from Keppel Hill. Played sports my whole life. Sports is all I knew. A lot of guys in this room I owe a lot of gratitude towards. I love a lot of guys in this room. Mr. Toy, Mr. Tursky, you know guys, Mr. Scott, hit him straight, all right? That's all I'm gonna say to you, all right? Hit him straight. And there's so many, Mr. Veslicki, I think you're here, right? He used to see me at the PSAC football games all the time, and he's refereeing. Amazing guy. Mr. Nicholas, thank you. Some amazing people at this school, some amazing people I grew up with. I just want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart, okay? Because to me, it's all about family. It really is. Mr. McKenzie, remember that? Pushing the ball, teaching me. Hey, Mr. Fazio, 11 back to 9. I'll never forget it. 11, run the hook back to 9, right? I'm never going to forget. There you are. I see you back here. Mr. Heater, the Keppel Hill guy. Love you to death, buddy. Love you. Even though I didn't wrestle, trust me. I had the tenacity to wrestle. Even though I wasn't a wrestler, I was a hooper. Thank God for me. Behind my house, there was a basketball court in Keppel Hill. My whole life, that's all I did. Played basketball, ran, hang out with my friends. Joey Touchstone, thanks for being here, bud. Love you. Bob Hartle, thanks for being here. Thanks for the support. All you people, thanks for the support. Allie, graduate Allie, love her to death. Amazing woman. Kara, same thing, knew her in high school. I'm sure you guys are amazing as well. Crystal, see these guys here? They're younger than us, right? I went to college with Crystal. Crystal was an amazing girl, amazing human. I see so many great people in this room right now. Just wanted from the bottom of my heart to say thanks to everybody. Sandy and Len Morgatel, those are my father-in-law and my mother-in-law. They took me in like my own parents, and I can't thank them enough. Sandy and Len, I'll be in debt to you the rest of my life, and I owe you my whole life, forever. To my wife, amazing wife, I met my wife at Kiski, right? I was a senior, or she was a senior, sorry. I was a junior in high school. She was a senior. Met her at Kiski, best thing ever happened to me in my life. If it wasn't for her, God knows where the heck I would be right now. To my daughters, Mia and Amelia, you work hard, nights like this can happen, good things happen. What do I tell you? Hey Mia, look here. What do I always tell you? Work hard, right? Work hard. Why? Good things happen when you work hard. So to me, guys, sports is about family. And I see in this room a KA family. We're all Kiski family, right? So to everybody in this room, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for everything. I love all of you, all right?
If you don't realize, after you heard this speech, if you don't realize that these people really appreciated Kiski area when they were students there, then you never will. And that's the way our committee feels. Kiski area was just a very, very special place, always was and always will be. Our next speaker, inductee, Ryan Shulo, class of 2014. He earned 8 letters in baseball, basketball, and golf. He was a 4-year starter in baseball. He was MVP his senior year in baseball, first team all-conference, and played in the WPIL All-Star game that year. In basketball, he helped lead the team to the WPIL and state playoffs. In golf, he was a 3-year starter. Ryan served as captain of the baseball and golf teams. He went on to Washington and Jefferson College and played baseball for 4 years there. He was selected as an all-conference baseball player for 2 years, helped lead the team to 2 conference championships, 1 regional championship, and a second-place finish at the World Series Championship for Division III schools. Ryan was selected to the all-tournament team at the World Series. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Shulo.
Thank you, Mr. Nicholas. Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to thank the committee for their continued dedication to Kiski area. The time, effort, and communication it took to bring us all together tonight does not go unnoticed. So thank you for the opportunity to be here alongside my family and friends and express gratitude to the community of Kiski area. I truly respect and appreciate all of you. I would like to congratulate the Hall of Fame class of 2025. It's an honor to share this experience with you. I had the pleasure to play alongside Billy Emmerich in baseball. I always respected his leadership and the confident attitude he brought to our team. I got to see Maddie Antone's career blossom in my time at Kiski. Could say she had the Caitlin Clark effect on Kiski area. We all tuned in to watch her play. To all the inductees, it's been a pleasure to meet every one of you and recognize your accomplishments. Of course, you were all great athletes, but you're all stand-up people as well. Congratulations. I'm both humbled and honored to be a part of a Hall of Fame that recognizes not only the excellence of the student athletes, but also the support teams. I would like to thank Mr. Anthony Ganella for his dedication to Kiski area and the impact he has made on this community. He is truly a reflection of what this award stands for. Mr. Ganella, you have made all your students feel seen and valued, so thank you for showing up every day with the students' best interest in mind. Congratulations on your induction. I would like to recognize Mr. Zach Jankowski, Coach Jay. I've always respected his approach to coaching, teaching, and life. He brings an influential intensity to everything he does. He has taught me to attack everything with a purpose and to be present every day. Thank you for my nomination and for always seeing my potential as a student athlete. I appreciate your support and the friendship that continues today. I'd also like to thank Mr. Despotakis. I know he played a big part in me being up here tonight, so thank you. If there were a Hall of Fame for parents, mine would be first ballot. They taught me to be humble and confident, to treat others as you want to be treated, and the two things that you can always control is your attitude and your work ethic. They made sacrifices so that my sister and I could be presented with every opportunity in life. They instilled values into us that I believe should be taught in every home. Dad, thank you for the countless numbers of baseballs you would throw to me every single night, for the phone calls before and after each game that sparked my confidence as a player. Mom, thank you for being the glue to our family. I'm sure I raised your blood pressure from time to time. But thank you for always loving me in my best and my worst moments. You both came to every game and important event in my life, and I always gave my best effort to make you both proud. So I'm forever grateful for you. To my sister Erin, thank you for never complaining about sitting through doubleheaders and being dragged to all my sporting events. You continue to show me how to be humble and kind, and I'm so proud of you for all of your accomplishments. To the rest of my family and my friends, thank you for being tremendous role models and always motivating me. I've looked up to you all for years, and I've taken something positive from all of you. Thank you for the continued love and support and for always keeping me competitive. Whether it's playing board games into the morning hours, whooping up on you on the ping pong table or the golf course, or that time we biked 25 miles just to shut two kids up who thought they were better than us in basketball. I appreciate all of you, and I realize every day how lucky we are to have each other. My dad always said my grandmother's wish was to always keep the family together, so I say we do a hell of a job at that. My true life dream, though, was to be a husband and a father, and when I met my wife, I knew she was the one I wanted to be both for. So Kylie, thank you for loving me unconditionally and being a wonderful mother to our girls. We're blessed to have you in our life. As I close tonight, there's something we all share being affiliated with Kiski area, and that is we all carry an immense amount of pride for our community. With that being said, I'm extremely grateful for every coach and teacher I've encountered throughout my time at Kiski. They all took the time to get to know me as a person and motivated me to be the best version of myself. There's so many people that deserve to be recognized tonight, and I truly believe you all know who you are. I would name all of you, but Mr. Ganella back there, he slipped me a 50 to stay under 5 minutes tonight, and I think I'm pretty close to that already. But thank you very much. I truly appreciate it.
Before we introduce our next inductee, I want to recognize a couple of people. Former superintendent of Kiski area comes to our banquet every year, and we really appreciate it. Please stand, Dr. Stephen Vack. Also would like to recognize, and she comes a lot too, former Kiski area administrator Marianne Hazer. There's some others here that we're going to recognize, but I think Mr. Ganella is going to, so I'm not going to repeat, but I know he's going to mention some people in his speech, so I won't say anything right now. Okay. Kara Shirley, class of 2003. She earned 11 letters in basketball, swimming, and cross country and track. She was a WPIL qualifier in swimming 4 years in a row. She was selected All-State second team in swimming by the Valley News Dispatch. In track and field, she was a WPIL qualifier in the 4x800 in 2001. She was voted Female Athlete of the Year in 2003. She went on to St. Vincent College and was on the swimming and cross country teams. She was a national qualifier in 4 events in swimming. She was selected as a second team All-American in the Mid-East Conference in women's cross country. She helped lead the team to a national ranking of 25th in the country. She also helped to lead the team to a second place finish at the conference championships in 2006. And in her application, which I also found kind of interesting, she also ran in the Boston Marathon and the Columbus Marathon in times of 3 hours and 28 minutes and 51 seconds. Now that would probably take me about probably a mile in 3 hours and 27 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, Kara Shirley.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank the Kiski Area Sports Hall of Fame Committee for giving me this incredible honor. It means so much to me to be standing here tonight. Before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge and congratulate the other inductees on this impressive achievement. This evening is not just about individual accomplishments. It's about the people, the moments, and the community that help shape us. And for me, that all starts with my family. To my parents, thank you for always showing up, supporting me, and allowing me to participate in everything I had the desire to try. My parents signed me up for competitive swimming when I was just 5 years old. When high school started and Kiski practices were first, my mom would pull up in the car after school with dinner in the back seat, ready to drive me to evening club swim. I would eat dinner on the go and she'd quiz me for my upcoming tests on the way there. My mom taught me the importance of love and sacrifice, and she gave me the ultimate lesson in multitasking. Dad, your calm words of encouragement, your unwavering confidence before every start line, and always being available to discuss my splits and times has helped shape me. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for giving up so much so that I could pursue my passions. To my brother, thank you for tagging along to so many of my sporting events growing up. And to my sister-in-law, Megan, thank you for humoring me and listening to me recount endless stories about my races and runs. And of course, to my husband, Mark, thank you for supporting me every day in my lifelong effort to remain healthy, strong, and competitive. And a special heartfelt thank you to a couple of my closest friends from Kiski, Liz and Laura, who I met through sports and who are here with me tonight. Running and swimming competitively in high school and college taught me more than just how to compete. They taught me the critical importance of teamwork, grit, hard work, belief in oneself, adaptability, and the desire to make today better than yesterday. These traits are integral in sport, but they are also the keys to a successful life. Swimming was my first competitive sport. There was one year I was chasing a Whitfield cut, and it was getting close to the end of the season, and I still hadn't quite hit the time. Coach Burbrick took me to an additional last-ditch meet, and I didn't make the cut that night, but I walked away with something more important. The understanding that when you surround yourself with people who believe in you, you start to believe in yourself too, and that is half the battle. Thank you, Mr. Burbrick, and to my teammates for believing in me and for showing me how to believe in myself. Running is my true love, and I feel incredibly lucky that I'm still competing to this day, whether it's the Boston Marathon or the local races like the Ford City 5K or the Grove City Ice Cream race. I learned from Mrs. Schaefer, who used to take us to these local races, that the love of the sport can and should continue long after the high school and college years. Cross country taught me that endurance running isn't about talent or luck. It's about consistency. It's about showing up again and again, even when it's hard. That lesson has helped me not just as a runner, but in life, and especially in navigating the challenges that have come with owning an eye care business for the past 11 years. Now, I'll admit, and this is especially true to Mrs. Schaefer, I probably didn't fully appreciate everything my coaches were teaching me at the time, but I was listening. Maybe not always with my ears, but with my heart. My coaches throughout my career set very high expectations for me, and as an adult, I see what a privilege that was. Expectations mean that someone believes in you enough to hold you accountable to your highest potential. Expectations are a reminder that not everyone gets the chance to be out there competing, and we owe it to ourselves to give it everything we have. Thank you, coaches, for pushing me, for believing in me, and for helping me fall in love with this sport, and also teaching me lessons that have made me successful in life. I will always carry Kiski area with me, and now I'm honored to be passing along some of the lessons I learned there as a coach for the elementary cross-country team at Riverview, and to my children, Lena and John, who are competing in youth sports. If I can give my kids and my athletes even a fraction of what I receive from my coaches, my teammates, and the community, then I'll consider it a job well done. Thank you again to everyone who played a role in my journey. This recognition is not mine alone. It belongs to every person who stood beside me, pushed me, believed in me, and cheered me on along the way. To end, I would like to leave you with my running mantra that helps me maintain a positive mindset when running gets hard. My mantra is, be brave. Being brave means aspiring for success, knowing that you may fail. It means risking defeat for the chance at winning. Knowing you might come up short, but having the courage and the curiosity to try anyways. Thank you all again so much. I will forever be grateful for being welcomed back to the place where it all started, and I will always be proud to be a Kiski area Cavalier.
By the way, Kara's an eye doctor, if, just wanted to pass that on. So if you need an eye doctor, she's available. Okay, our next inductee is Allison Little Schromack, class of 2002. She earned 11 varsity letters in tennis, swimming, and track. She was 3 times MVP in tennis in high school. In track and field, she set the school record in the javelin with a throw of 125 feet 7 inches. She placed 7th in the WPL championships in 2000 in the javelin throw. She placed 2nd in the javelin throw at the WPL Central Region qualifier in 2001. She went on and attended the College of Charleston and held the javelin record for 8 years. And another interesting tidbit, I try to find something about each one of them. When she worked in New York, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Allison, when she worked in New York, she worked for a nonprofit to help undeserved students in school, which is kind of a unique thing there, and to her credit. Ladies and gentlemen, Allison Little Schromack.
Good evening. I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame Committee for recognizing me among the many talented athletes who've come through Kiski area. I'm honored to stand alongside my fellow inductees. I want to thank my parents for always believing in me and for giving me the opportunity to play sports. We cultivated a healthy relationship with sports in our family, which I now get to pass along to my kids. As the youngest of 3, my siblings were my greatest motivation. I only tried tennis, swimming, and track because my sister did, and I wanted to make sure I did it better than her. My time at Kiski was extremely special. The coaches and teachers played such an important part of my development and success. Dr. Pittman, Mr. Scott, Mr. Toy, Mr. Argras made a huge impact on me as an athlete and as a person. Mr. Argras, every time my son Hudson asks for a soda, I say no and I think of you. I fell in love with tennis at a very young age and was proud to represent Kiski at the highest level. Swimming was less fun for me, but thankfully Mr. Burbrick made the cold early morning practices more enjoyable. As a three-sport athlete, you can hit a wall every once in a while. During one such time, when training for track my sophomore year, I saw some people throwing a spear in a field and thought it looked fun. So I asked if I could try it. Thankfully, Mr. Ridgway took me seriously and taught me how to throw it. His calming presence and approach helped me perform at my highest level, and it could have been because of my tennis serve, but javelin ended up being my best event. I ended up switching from tennis to track and field when I arrived at the College of Charleston, and I ended up holding the record at both schools, Kiski and CFC, for many years. Being an athlete, you get really good at not listening to your inner voice and pushing yourself further than you think you can go. This has given me an advantage throughout my life. No matter how difficult something seems, I know I can work harder than anybody and have the resilience and adaptability to get it done. That's our superpower as athletes. Lastly, I want to thank my amazing husband, Jordan, and my kids, Hudson and Dutch. Thank you for always lifting me up and supporting me. Thank you, everyone.
Now, we're going to backtrack just briefly here. Michael Rarick forgot to acknowledge somebody, so I'm going to call him back up here so he can do that.
Real quick, forgot about you, Bob. Bob Keurig. He's my godfather. He's like a dad to me. I'd be remiss to not say, sorry, Bob. Love you, buddy. Love you all my heart.
Okay, our last inductee is Blair Woolheater, class of 2007. He earned 11 letters in golf, swimming, and tennis. In swimming, he qualified for the WPILs 4 years in a row, was MVP of the swimming team his junior year. He qualified for the WCCA 3 consecutive years. In golf, he qualified for the section championships his senior year. In tennis, Blair competed at sectionals in both singles and doubles for 4 consecutive years. Was MVP of the tennis team in 10th grade and 12th grade. He was number 1 in his class academically in 2007 and went on to Duke University. And again, another interesting thing I found out about him, he was commissioned to be an officer in the United States Navy upon graduation from Duke. Served on a submarine, I believe, and is currently Naval Reserves, right?
That's right.
Yeah, U.S. Naval Reserves, and he scored at, I don't know what this is exactly, SCBOA school, and had the highest academic and swimming performance. Ladies and gentlemen, Blair Woolheater.
Thank you, Mr. Nicholas. Appreciate the kind introduction. I'd like to begin by expressing my gratitude to the Kiski Area Sports Hall of Fame Committee for selecting me for this honor and for hosting my family and me here tonight. It's truly a special evening to share with friends and family. Mr. Nicholas, I'd like to thank you in particular a second time. I think before this evening, I haven't received a handwritten letter in the mail in several years. Throughout the process, we received about 10 letters over the last couple months, one of which was actually handwritten. So really appreciate your dedication and the way you kept us all connected and informed as tonight approached. To my fellow inductees, congratulations to you and your families. It's an honor to be amongst this class. As this evening drew closer, I had the chance to reflect on my experiences at Kiski, and in particular with Kiski Sports. I'd like to use most of my time to thank the many people who helped shape me both in and out of the pool. First, I'll start with my family, my parents, Craig and Cindy, who are here tonight. I would not be standing here without you. Thank you for the countless hours spent driving me to practices, games, and lessons. Mom, thank you for instilling in me a strong work ethic. You woke up at 5 a.m. every day to commute to work in Pittsburgh, yet still came home to have dinner on the table each night at 6:30 p.m. without fail. You set an example I'm still working to live up to today. Dad, thank you for teaching me how to play golf, for driving me to all those practices, lessons, matches, and games. I also appreciate that you still are a source of great competition, still beating me most of the time on the golf course with a strong short game. My Aunt Pam Sinaway, who's here tonight, and her late husband Richard Sinaway, thank you both for supporting me every step of the way. To my late Grandma Elsie, who during my freshman and sophomore years piled a car full of golfers and golf bags into her Honda Accord during the summer before we all had driver's license, thank you. My sister Ashley, a 2005 graduate of Kiski, I'd like to thank her. She couldn't be here tonight, but she's been a role model for me throughout my entire life. Actually a better tennis player than me as well. I appreciate her for dropping the pictures in the program. And lastly, on the family front, I'd like to thank my wife Brittany, also a Kiski grad, class of 2006, couldn't be here tonight. Thank her for her support. She was traveling, unfortunately. But as a professional dancer and choreographer, she's the true athlete in our family. Next, I'd like to pivot a bit and thank some friends that have helped along the way. Kevin Hartford, who is of course here tonight. I grew up directly next door to the Hartford family and spent countless hours playing sports with his sons, Matt and Christian, in the front yard. Much to my dad's dismay, we destroyed the grass, but built lifelong skills and friendships. Thank you, Kevin, for all of your support. And then his wife, Sue, who served on this Hall of Fame committee for many years and had a significant positive impact on my development. She's fondly remembered. I also owe much to my coaches. In golf, I had one coach for 4 years, Coach Mo. We had many great memories of post-match van rides with Mo, building lasting friendships. In swimming, there were several coaches, too many to name, and I know the kids are getting restless, so I'll push on. But Coach John Mazurek, a member of last year's Hall of Fame class, set a great example to live up to. And then the late Ron Ruggieri, who we remember for his leadership and teaching a valuable lesson by often saying, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always be what you've always been. Whenever I think of taking a day off work, I often remember Coach Ruggieri in that quote. In tennis, I had two coaches, Ralph Antonucci and Dr. Millie Pittman, both of whom are here tonight. I'd like to thank both of them. Dr. Pittman was also my 10th grade English teacher and taught me a valuable lesson on leadership my 10th grade year. So 10th grade, I was really excited to go to the freshman-sophomore dance. We also had a tennis match that evening against Pine Richland. I chose the dance over tennis and my teammates. So she had me sit the next match. Really taught the valuable lesson that you should always be there for your teammates and one that will never be forgotten. So thank you for that. And then finally, I'd like to thank my countless teammates that just supported me along the way. One of whom is here tonight, Matt Shirley, standing in the corner corralling the kids. Teammate in golf for 3 seasons and 1 season in swimming. Here to celebrate his sister Kara, of course, but great to see you. Yeah, if this were the Oscars, the music would probably start to play, but if you'll indulge me, just one last moment of reflection. Yeah, I've been, back to what Mr. Nicholas was saying at the beginning, I think I've been fortunate to apply the principles and lessons learned through Kiski sports experiences to my life. You know, fresh out of college, as Mr. Nicholas mentioned, I was a junior officer in the U.S. Navy, assigned to the USS Annapolis out of Groton, Connecticut. Before the submarine would get underway from port, we'd have to remove what's called main ballast tank vent covers from the top of the boat. The covers are important because they prevent the boat from inadvertently submerging in port. The issue though with those covers, the ones farthest aft towards the back of the submarine, are actually underwater. So in negative wind chill and water temperatures in the 30s and 40s, someone would have to break through the ice and remove those vent covers. No dry suits were available, of course, budget cuts. So as the ship's scuba diving officer, I had the option of picking someone else for the job. But thinking back to my leadership lessons that started at Kiski, I decided to get in the water myself. Armed with a 7mm wetsuit, a screwdriver, and thread savers, I entered the water, broke through some ice, and got the job done. Now, this is just one example of how the lessons I learned here at Kiski Athletics have shaped my future work, setting a positive example and being there for my team. I'd like to end by once again thanking the Hall of Fame committee and everyone who supported me along the way. Thank you.
Okay, before we go to our final guest here, these people are what make Kiski area great. They were wonderful tonight. You can tell from their speeches how much they appreciated Kiski area. How about a nice round of applause for our inductees? Now, we give this last award every year. It's called the Bill Miller Community Service Award. And this year, our committee, it was fast. The name came up for consideration, and we were unanimous in that Mr. Tony Ganella was the person we wanted to accept this award and be honored tonight at our banquet. And when I first called him, of course, he wasn't real thrilled about it because that's Tony. He never likes to shine the light on him, but rather the others. But I finally convinced him that, we wanted him to come and be honored here tonight. So with that, I'm going to call up BJ Sportslander, one of our committee members. He's going to introduce him. So come on over, BJ.
Good evening, everyone. Mr. Anthony Ganella, born in March 1958 to John and Mildred Ganella, grew up with his brothers Joe and Leonard in Penn Hills after spending his earliest years in East Liberty. He attended Blessed Sacrament in Homewood and graduated from Penn Hills High School in 1976, where he was a proud member of the varsity football and basketball teams. He continued his education at Clarion University, earning his teaching certification in 1980 and beginning a lifelong career in education. Anthony's early years as a history teacher at Penn Hills School District were marked by his commitment not only to the classroom but also to coaching. Under his leadership, his athletes achieved remarkable success, including undefeated seasons and state titles. His dedication to developing young people extended beyond academics as he worked tirelessly to help students reach their full potential, both on the field and in life. His contributions were recognized in 2016 when he was inducted into the Penn Hills Hall of Fame. Throughout his career, Anthony embraced some of the most challenging educational environments, teaching and leading at schools that served at-risk and correctional students. Whether at Allegheny Academy or Summit Academy, where he became principal after earning his master's degree and certification, he saw opportunity where others saw obstacles and devoted himself to guiding students who needed it most. While Anthony's professional life reflected an unwavering commitment to students, his personal life was equally centered on what mattered most, his family. In 1989, he married his wife, Michelle, and in 1992, they welcomed their daughter, Gabrielle, who became the pride and joy of his life. In 1994, Anthony became principal at Career Connection School in Lawrenceville before moving on to Kiski Area High School, where he spent the last 2 decades of his career. At Kiski, he became not only an administrator, but a mentor, advocate, and ambassador for the school community. His leadership was defined by building strong relationships with students, families, and staff. After more than 4 decades in education, he retired in June 2024, leaving behind a legacy of service, compassion, and dedication, always guided by his deep love for his family and his calling as an educator. As I speak to you right now, I know that Mr. Ganella is sitting in his seat hoping that he can slip under the radar tonight, hoping the spotlight will stay on the incredible individuals being honored this evening. If you were at the football game last Friday, when his name was announced at halftime, you probably noticed the Italian hand talking and gesturing to the inductees here because he didn't want the attention. So, he's trying to tell you thank you, but he doesn't want the attention. So, Mr. G, I'm sorry to tell you, but if that was your goal tonight, they picked the wrong person to introduce you. When Mr. Nicholas asked me to present Mr. Ganella, I was truly honored. And the reason is simple. You don't have to go far to find someone who loves Mr. G. Go to any Kiski area event where he's present, and if you want to talk to him, you better get ready to stand in line. He has done so much on so many levels for so many people that it's nearly impossible to put into words what his presence means to our school and our community. I had the absolute privilege of working under his leadership as a young teacher, then working alongside him as a young principal, and now relying on the values he has instilled in me and in all of us as a district administrator. The William K. Miller Spirit Award, which we present tonight, is named after a man known as Mr. Kiski Area. William Miller embodied pride, service, and dedication to this district. Former Superintendent Dr. John Meehan once called him the quintessential Kiski Area Cavalier. That short but powerful description tells you everything you need to know about why Anthony Ganella is the perfect recipient of this award tonight. While he did not spend his entire career here, the 20-plus years he has dedicated to the Kiski area have left an impact that cannot be measured. Mr. G is selfless. He is caring. He is relentless in his commitment to helping others. He is a leader, a mentor, and a role model for students, staff, parents, and families alike. I am so grateful that God blessed me and all of us with his service to this district. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to introduce to you the recipient of the William K. Miller Spirit Award, Mr. Anthony Ganella.
Well, it's so funny how my Mr. Nicholas knows me well, you guys know me well, my old students know me well. And I am thankful for their 5 minutes because I won't be 5 minutes. And I feel terrible, but I want to say this first before I start. It's a little bit over, but I guess when you get my age, they give us that unlimited time. But it's something that has to be said tonight. There's things that have to be said, and there's people that have to be told, and things to discuss, and that's what I'm going to do. So, before I start my acceptance speech, there's some people we need to acknowledge, some accomplishments we need to acknowledge. First, I want to congratulate all the students. Listen, it's your night, not my night, your night. This is your school, and they put you here. That's an honor. And when you get my age, you'll love it even more. So congratulations. But one thing does bother me and Mr. Rowland that we can't understand. All the times we give these awards out, how somebody could get in the Hall of Fame with so many detentions and suspensions that Dr. Rowland and I gave out and still get an award. I guess Maddie will explain that to us after the show's over here tonight. We couldn't figure that out. Thank you for one of our own. Unfortunately, she's not here tonight. A couple months ago, April, May, Jody McCartney was given a great honor being in the Kiski Hall of Fame. But that wasn't all. She was blessed to be in there with her spectacular, wonderful, and talented twin sister, who's no longer with us. And we think about her every day, and we will miss her forever and ever. But what an honor that is, to be in the Hall of Fame with your twin sister. Spectacular. Jody here at work, what she does with kids is just wonderful. In the classroom and in this coaching. She's not presently coaching volleyball, but she's still calling some things on the sidelines. So I'm going to give up one of her secrets. Some of the kids on our team, not everyone is average in volleyball or above average. Some kids just love volleyball and they go to her camps and they go to her gym classes, but they don't have good family lives. They don't have the popularity in the high schools, and they don't have confidence in herself. She always keeps one of them on her team. And after 4 years, they're confident. They believe in themselves, and they mostly graduate to go to college or go tech school. So that's one of the secrets Jody's going to be mad I gave out. But a great, great accomplishment, and we wish she was here tonight. Next thank you we have to give out. Every school in the country is having an event like this, but they don't have the two people I'm going to talk about. And I want you to know this. Kiski area will never, ever, 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 and that's a long time, have two people that I'm going to tell you about tonight. And one we're going to thank right now. And we could do it every year. For every program, we can thank this gentleman. Born and raised here, worked his way up, student, teacher, coach, principal. Every day of his life, volunteering for something. Committees, raising money for the community, for the school. As he got older, continues to do it every day. And finds time, which I don't know how, to do it for his church. Constantly. So before we give him a big round of applause and thank him, I want to thank his beautiful, beautiful wife, Mrs. Nicholas. I want to thank their beautiful, talented, spectacular daughter who's no longer with her. We miss her every single day. I want to thank her for sharing her father with us because he's never home. And again, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Never, ever, ever, ever will Kiski have two people like I'm going to say. And the first one, let's give him a round of applause. Mr. Tony Nicholas. Next, I believe this is being televised as our football games are. So I want to say a big, big happy birthday to my daughter who couldn't be here tonight. She is in Stamford, Connecticut with her business. So her mother and I want to tell her happy, happy birthday. We love her, we miss her, we're proud of everything she does, and we wish she was here. Now that should give me something better on Father's Day this year than probably was last year. So we do want to say that because she's going to be watching the tape. Okay, now let's get started. First and foremost, I want to thank the committee for even mentioning my name in this. Listen, people, I'm not an award winner. I'm an Orthodox kid who's a nobody, full of energy, running around, grew up in a little town in Pittsburgh called East Liberty, Larimer Avenue, and all I ever wanted to be was a teacher, a coach, and just help kids. And everybody that does that I see here, they're award winners. I'm not a winner. But when Mr. Nick called me for this award, he is correct. I turned it down twice. The third time Mr. Nick took my wife, his wife, and myself to lunch. And you people that know Mr. Ganella, that's half the battle if you're going to feed me. So he had a good shot. The next day I called him and said I would accept on one condition, my condition. I'm not an award winner, but I'm going to come up here tonight and I'm going to tell you people why your kids, your grandchildren, your nieces and nephews go to one of the best schools academically in the state and country, and why they come from a community that is great. And I'm going to tell you why tonight. And I feel bad again that I'm going to go over, but it's got to be heard. So if you want to feed your kids, change their diapers, or leave, this could be a good chance for you to do that. All right, let's get started. Mr. Miller. Oh my God, if you never met him. Listen, in my neighborhood, I couldn't put a patch on his elbow. Spectacular, him and his wife. Every day volunteer for something. Every day community. Every day the school, in the school. Every day of his life. Then I go down to Monroeville Hospital with my lovely wife to visit my niece who just had a baby. Monroeville. Who's sitting there taking him and his wife volunteer to take people around the hospital. I have no idea where he found the time to do that, but he did. And remember, as I stand here, people, I don't know nothing about nothing, and I'm a nobody, but I know one thing. I know people. You will never, ever, ever, ever have two people in this district like Mr. Nicholas and Mr. Miller. He was spectacular. We miss him every day. All right, let's get to where we need to get. Let's thank some people. And when I go over this, I want you people to pay attention because it's not just teachers. It's community people. Community. That's what it takes. It's people that don't even go and never went to Kiski. Never. And they're helping our kids. It's teachers, administrators, community, okay? All right, Mrs. Haney, she was here, what are you gonna say? She grew up teaching here. Every kid she took care of, every parent she knew, every kid had what they wanted. She knew what kids needed what. Her softball teams, you didn't mess around. She kept them in a straight line and made sure every kid didn't want for anything, knew what was going on at home, knew how to handle it, and knew how to provide for them. Mrs. Schaefer, I don't get it. Every year she teaches the hardest subjects in the whole district, but come lunchtime in study halls, they're lined up in front of her door for extra help and to get tutored. That's why she provided stuff from home for prizes, food, fed them, anything to get that up. Now, you take this the way you want it, test scores were always high, the best. And she would ask me once a year to come into her class and teach kids how to throw dice and play crap. Now you figure that deal out, but it was every year. God bless her. George Argros, boy did he know how to take care of kids. He just had that and the kids came to him. As you heard tonight, track, in the classroom, out of classroom. Knew all the parents, knew how to handle them. If they needed anything, he took care of it. They don't make them like that anymore. B.J. Swartz, one of the most youngest, talented teachers I've ever seen. And I would love to have been his age and retired with him. What he did for kids was spectacular. Any kid, any background. So I'm going to give you a little secret that you shouldn't know. He's in central office now. But he is coming back to the classrooms next year and start saving kids again. So you keep that under your hat, everybody. Sue Hartford. If any of you people never had the pleasure of meeting Sue, shame on you. Shame on you. I was on many committees with her, because she was on many committees, and this was one of them. We'd get done at 7 o'clock at night, and she'd say to me, Mr. G, can I talk to you after? This is like 5 times during a week that she would call me and come see me and talk over the phone. She would tell me what kids need at home, what kids are being bullied, what kids aren't being fed, what kids need clothing at home. And she would start showing us how we're going to get it for them. But she always said to me, Mr. G, you don't tell anybody that I'm doing this. So I feel terrible, Sue, for this, because I love you, but I got to tell people. And that's what she did. And then call me during the week. She'd come to the school, walk through the school with a smile on her face, God bless her. Talk to the kids, always defend my teachers. And always had time, all the time. So if you didn't get to know her, shame on you. But she's the greatest and I miss her every day. Coaches, there's a ton of them. What coaches didn't motivate? Look at the coaches here that didn't motivate our kids. Coach Dilton, Coach Murray, we miss them. Well, what they did for the kids on and off the court, legends. But what we haven't figured out is they did everything they were supposed to. Even the bad kids did what they were supposed to when they were on this football team, in and out of the classroom and at home. And we couldn't figure that out all the time. So we didn't know if it was because they really wanted it, or Coach Murray was going to beat the hell out of them again the next day, and they didn't want that. So whichever one it was, it worked. It worked. Coach Tursky, what are you going to say? What he did for their wrestling program, what he did for his gym classes. He was like a father to all the kids. And every kid comes back to him all the time for any awards, for anything. He's got many of the kids coaching, volunteering. And that's not a one day a week, one day a month. Wrestling's year round. So they don't make him like Coach Tursky. He left the program in great hands with his assistant. What a job he does now. Same thing. Kids come to him all the time. He knows what to do at home. He knows the parents. Coach Heaters is the same way. They don't make him like that. Superintendents. Dr. Bean, I see he's not here tonight. What he did for you parents and what he did for kids, all Kiski, inside and out. He used to love busy as he used to love when I had to bring kids up to him. Kids that weren't doing good and they started doing good. Kids that came from poor lives, kids that didn't have it, I would bring them up to see him. As busy as he was, that secretary called him, he'd come out, whoever was in his office had to leave, and he'd spend a half hour more with the kids. He used to call me weekly. Unfortunately, I had to dodge the calls. I had work to do. I couldn't bring kids up all day. But that's what he wanted. That's what he wanted, and that's what he did. Dr. Vac. Unfortunately, I didn't have the pleasure of working under him, but I heard enough about him, and then I met him. To this day, still Mr. Kiski. Volunteers for all kind of committees, and he just doesn't sit on committees. He's vocal, believe me, because I'm on them. Referees, wrestling for a lot of our high school and junior high kids, always at the matches, encourages them before and after. You never lose that talent, never lose that. Mr. Vac, Dr. Vac still does it. Jason Lord, I see he's not here tonight. One of the most talented young guys that come up the ladder. What he did with kids, again, like Mr. Swartz, just spectacular. Kids still ask about him, and he's upstairs. Kids never forgot him. And he's doing the same thing up there. And what he and Dr. Rowland are doing for our school district, which I'll talk about in a little bit, is spectacular. Moving our district where it's never been moved before. He's a good man, he's a good man. Board members, Mr. Ferraro, Mr. Somerville, Mr. Leland, still fights in the community every day for the kids in the school district. Mr. Anderson, Mrs. Hanson, still works in the school district, still helping kids every day, still staying after, she loves it. Mr. Coleman, Mrs. Kathy Heinlein, always loved the kids. And if you don't know Dawn Mellinger, you're gonna know her. Her and her husband volunteer for everything that goes on in this school. Matter of fact, when you leave, don't worry about throwing anything on the floor. I think they're sweeping up after and cleaning. So they never miss anything for our school. Never. Her wonderful husband's been promising me for the last 10 years that he will cook spaghetti at halftime at the football games. I haven't seen it once. But he cooks all the time. With all he has to do, he cooks and sweats out by that grill all the time, then volunteers for the rest of the sports. She comes in our school all the time, smiling, always for the kids, supports our teachers. Now, she's always been a pain in the rear when she comes to our administration in our office, Dr. Rowland and I, but we learned to live with that. But they don't make them like that. They don't make them like that. Teachers, there's a ton of them, come on. Every teacher's great. Every teacher. We all got in for the same reason, to love and take care of kids. Every teacher in the country should get an award. What are you gonna say? Miss Lindo, special ed. My God, we don't have a room big enough or an auditorium. And the kids that don't have special ed, pow in to see her, because that's how she is. And if she could adopt every one of those kids, oh God, she'd take them all home. Never stops. Never, ever, ever stops. Mrs. Antonucci. She got to be 90 pounds, 5 foot. She's down at the administration. She's down at the elementary. Chases kids in Vandergrift all over the place to get them to come to school. Knocks on doors, knocks on apartments all day long. Then goes back, stays late. Used to help coach. Always with the kids. Always with the kids. What are you going to say? Excuse me. Maggie and her husband, Mr. Nicholas, what she does, another spectacular, the both of them. Both of them. Just know how to deal with the kids and know what to do. Love, family, like you people are saying. It doesn't stop in the classroom. Cafeteria. Cafeteria. Go up to the cafeteria, they're swamped. Officer Halls and I go up there to help out all the time. There's a little worker, Carmi. 9,000 things she's given out, and every kid flocks around her to tell them what goes on. They don't have food in their house, they don't have clothes, and they get them for them. They get them for them. They buy them. Then they tell Officer Hollis and I what kids aren't being fed at home. Anything left over, anything, they give to Officer Hollis and I to bring privately to those kids in the classroom. Cafeteria worker, one of many. Part of the family, part of the family. Police out in the community. Officer Duke Hollis, down at the elementary, with the young kids. That's where it starts, people. That's where the kids learn to trust the police, tell the police what goes on at home, tell them who's doing what and who's getting bullied. That's where it starts. He's like their father. They come to him all day, until the bell rings. That's what he built, and that's what we want down there. Secretaries, God bless them. Two in a high school office, right out front in front of everybody. Millions of stuff to do. You know what they're doing? Lunchtime and kids' study halls. They come in there, and they got the secretaries helping them, tutoring them. And then they'll tell us in the office what kids are in trouble, what kids are worried at home, what kids aren't fed, what kids are wearing the same clothes. Miss Heather, she's the one out front, and Miss Carly. Secretaries, they got enough to do. But this is your family, and that's why your kids get what they get. Community. Restaurants. Mrs. Kuhn. She employs more kids, and I don't know how the hell she does it, because some of the kids have no work ethic, and she takes our kids all the time. Mike at G&G's. He not only takes our kids all the time, he calls us at once the kids that are not doing good, juvenile. I said, we don't have juveniles, but we have misbehaved kids. He takes them, and they stay down there. And he keeps them employed. She keeps them employed. Tees and Tops, Danny Alberts. A lot of people, we get orders down there all the time, what he does for us. Sometimes a family can't pay for it, and we call him. You know what he does? He gives it to them. Gives it to them. Lower payments. That's community, people. Those are people that went further in their community, and they still help our kids. That's why your kids and grandchildren have what they got, and why we're the best. Votech. Gigantic people. Those teachers down there, they don't know any of us. They don't know the families, they don't know the hardships, they don't know anything. Dr. Rowland created a program down there with a gentleman named Mr. Lombardo and the principal. And if you don't know Dr. Rowland, you will in a couple minutes. He can be nice and set it up, or he can downright demand it, and he does. They don't even know us. Mr. Lombardo takes the kids in the construction field. And you know, sometimes the kids, some of them, they just don't have the work ethic. He gets every one of our kids through with phone calls weekly from Miss Taliani. She runs a lot of that program with Mr. Lombardo that Mr. Rowland set up. He gets our kids through. They're not even his. He don't even know the parents. We tell him what's going on at home. He not only gets them in, he gets them in the union, and then he gets them union jobs. Kiski kids. And believe me, people, Dr. Rowland's not calling down there for the A students. He gets them in. Never grew up in this community. Doesn't know any parents. Again, that's what we look in the community for. Finally, I want everybody that's on the board and committee to pay attention here and write these names down. They're all wonderful, but these are the next winners that you're going to find up here speaking where I'm at. And why you need to pay attention is because you won't have to scrape the bottom of the barrel like you're doing this year when you start talking about these people. So let's finish it up, everybody. Mr. Dennis Dubstad, counselor, retired, lives in the neighborhood. What kids didn't want out of him? Everything. He did everything. Lived in the community, stood late all the time. Knew the parents, went to their houses, solved the problems, made us aware. He's retired, still helping senior citizens and Meals on Wheels. Still does it. Mrs. Taliani, counselor at the high school, now at the intermediate. They line up in front of her door, down the hallway. And half of them aren't even her kids. What she does academically is gets them in places they can't get, gets them in testing that they need, gets them in the colleges that they need, finds a college that fits for them. Then she has to do her regular students. These are kids that don't even have her. Then we go to places to go get kids that come to school. We bang on doors, go get them. And she always says she wants to come. Counselor. Half the kids on the list weren't even hers. But she wants to come. She always says, all I need to do is see them, and I'll get them to come. And she does. Academically, testing, she puts them where they need to be. That's what you want, that's what you want. Mr. Peterman, excuse me, athletic director. All our athletic directors were great, good people, as all our teachers were. When he got to us, he brought experience that we didn't have. He put Kiski Area High School on the WPL map. What he provided for us was second to none. Best equipment money could buy, and the money was at half price because of his connections. Redoing fields, gym floors, bleachers, at under cost because of the connection of all his years. But what he loved most was being in the hallways, talking to kids, trying to get them to come out for sports. And he would see them at the gym classes and tell them, you got a knack for that. And you could do this and you could do that. Always with the kids, he loved that. And then finally, the cream of the crop. Not every kid can get in college for sports, and you know it. But Mr. Peterman couldn't take that. He went and called all of his connections all over the state. He's been doing it for a long time. He's been on WPL committees. He's been in WPL meetings, conventions. And he would contact from every small school there was. And he got kids scholarships. Not full rides, not full money, books, but he got them some kind of scholarship when they didn't get an offer. And that's what he loved best. Thank goodness, he's retired, enjoying it. He's left our department in good hands with Coach Jake, as I call him. Officer Charity Hollis. When they asked Dr. Rowland, Central Office, to create a program with the police so that kids will trust them and start telling us what's going on and tell us what's going on at home, he couldn't pick a better person. She came in, and once she got that bond with those kids, it was never end. They were in her office constantly. Again, lunchtime, study halls, go out and play, go see the kids. They were in her office doing their homeworks, and she's helping them. She's got enough things to do. Then she creates second to none clothing drives. Parents, we couldn't keep them. Clothing, we had 3-4 classrooms, we couldn't get enough clothing. Tuxedos, prom gowns, shoes, everything. And every kid in this school, every kid in our school, no matter what background, poor, rich, average, whatever, they went and shopped in there as proud as they can be. Book bags, dry foods. They brought a news reporter up from one of the magazines to do an article. Now this is just while she's doing her regular job and still working for the police department. Then we used to go get kids and she'd want to come. You got enough things to do. Principals, we'll go to the houses. She would come in the house, go in the basements, go to the bedrooms, and try to get the kids to come to school. Second to none. That's what community is. That's what this Kiski family is. Eventually she had to leave us, and we still miss her, but it was well deserved. She got promoted to sergeant. She's up at the police department. And guess who's up here every day, people? Kids go up there now to see her, and they need help, and they tell on each other, or they tell what's going on in the house. It never ends. That's what you do with a community police force. That's the program that she left and will never, ever, ever go down. Finally, Dr. Rowland. Did you ever hear the old saying, people, you can't teach an old dog new tricks? I'm an old dog. I'm very, very, very traditional, very old school, very stubborn. Dr. Rowland has taught me many, many new things about how to save the new brand of kids. Some of them may not understand my slang or my unorthodox style. And he taught me some ways that really got the kids and taught me how to deal with parents. The new ways. When he got in, he put many good programs in, testing programs, scheduling. He went out east, found the best schools that had the success. Used to go visit the schools. We have a program that's like a college. Kids are on their own during lunch times and in the hallways. But if they don't do what they gotta do, they're back in the classroom. He created a second to none testing program, second to none. People come from different parts of the state that come see the testing program. Lunches. Mr. Rowland always made sure that kids that came from 8th grade to 9th grade that were bullied, that didn't have good backgrounds, that we were notified, and counselors and myself, we had to talk to them and make sure Dr. Rowland knew that we were telling them that they're safe with us. Bullying, God forbid anybody got bullied and got to our office. You don't want to be on that end. Dr. Rowland took care of it instantly, guaranteed the parent it would never happen again, and it didn't. And the other person never looked sideways again when it came to bullying. Lunch programs, a lot of kids didn't have the money. It got back to Dr. Rowland. He made sure they got the food, or they got the money, or he put it on his account. Many kids were on his account. I believe I snuck a few lunches on his account also, but I use another name. But that's what he did with all the time he didn't have. Finally, he built a program with an outside agency. When Dr. Rowland couldn't save another kid, tried every way to save a kid, it didn't work. And they were old enough to drop out, and they did. He got involved, and he would call the parent. He had a program with a gentleman down in New Kensington, second to none, a GED program. Called, set it up, got Miss Tallien and I involved. He arranged with this gentleman who was second to none. Full, their program was full all the time. You can imagine the dropouts in all the Kiski Valley, Lower Borough, all of them. Full. Dr. Rowland made a phone call, our kids had gone in free, all the time. Never denied to get in. I made the phone calls when he picked the kids. When Dr. Rowland come in, I knew there was nothing left. This is it. He tried everything. Parents, you know the deal. Some of them never even knew what their kid looked like. Grandparents raise most of the kids anymore, it's a shame. Dr. Rowland took care of that. Send me to houses and the other assistant principal to see the conditions of the houses. The GED program, God bless, 9 out of 10 would get through. And they would set up different programs that Dr. Rowland told them our kids couldn't make. Some of them are trying to work, some of them have to work for their family, get money. They designed programs once a week, once a month they show up. They did it online. The gentleman came to their house that Dr. Rowland made the connection with. That's what goes on in Dr. Rowland's world. That's what goes on, people, at Kiski. And that's why I'm telling you, it's the greatest school district academically and in the community. Because of good parents like you, good grandparents, good aunt and uncles, because everybody's raising kids now, not just parents. That's the kind of teachers you people have. That's the kind of community people. And finally, listen, even if they don't live here, if they never went to the school, we got people that donate fundraisers all the time, come to my office, give the kid this, give them this donation, money donations for anything contribution, and come to every sporting event. They don't even belong in our community. People like Dennis Marito. And a special donator that we'll never ever forget. Every game he came to, made every kid laugh, donated fundraisers. Sam and Triri, we're gonna miss him. But that's what you people have, and that's why you're lucky people. And again, listen, I couldn't be any more humbler to be here. But I'm not an award winner, people. I'm not an award winner. I'm just an unorthodox nobody that came from a school in Pittsburgh, and I'm doing what every one of you people in the audience that are educators. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much for letting me go over time. Kids, you're the absolute best. You'll never forget your school. And thank you for letting me go over, but it had to be said. God bless you guys. Thank you again. guys, all hell of a kids. Let me get into one of my favorites.
Again, let's have a round of applause for our inductees and for Mr. Cannella. Finally, I'm going to ask Reverend come up again and do our closing prayer. So I'd like everybody to stand, please.
Let us pray. Thank you, Father, for the shining lights that we came to honor tonight. We thank you for their sparkling bloom in spite of difficulties, problems, and failures. Teach us to emulate their being. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Go in peace. Amen.
Everybody have a safe drive home, and thank you for coming.